You have to have settings to film a movie. In our last video, I showed how we built the interior and exterior of a North Dakota farmstead inside our Kmart studio. In this episode, we're going to show you how we built the exterior of a schoolhouse that actually exists only a few miles from our Kmart building. For reasons that we'll show you, we used the interior of the existing schoolhouse, but had to build the exterior inside our Kmart studio so we could properly torture it. I'll show you how we built the exterior and then how we put it in different settings to create different scenes for our movie Hazel. Again, we started with plans that were created by our designer. He had to take into consideration the shape of the actual schoolhouse. The schoolhouse is one of many buildings out at the very cool Bucktop Junction, just east of Bismarck, North Dakota. We chose to use the interior of the school that is at Bucktop Junction for multiple reasons. The first is that it's close to our base of operation, our Kmart studio. It's just on the other side of town. I will get into the challenges of remote locations on a separate episode, but as you can see here, there are a lot of moving pieces when you move to a location. Equipment, trucks, and people, food, everything has to move. Bucktop Junction also has multiple buildings that we put to use. Our schoolhouse scene involved a lot of children. The banquet room in this building made a great place for those kids to hang out while we got ready for the next shot. We'd had a very dry spring, but the first day of shooting it was raining, so it was great that we had an indoor place for those kids to kill time. The church at Bucktop Junction made a great place for a safety meeting. Safety meetings is where the first assistant director goes through all the safety issues around a movie set. This is a very important meeting, so it was great that we had this nice dry place to have it. Because of the unpredictable weather that day, one minute it'd be cloudy, the next minute the sun was shining, our gaffers had a lot to do to be able to control the light that was going into the schoolhouse. As you can see here, the interior of the schoolhouse at Bucktop Junction was complete with everything that a 1920s one-room schoolhouse would have, from teachers' desks to the students' desks to books and blackboards. Virtually everything you'd need to complete a one-room schoolhouse of that period was here. Our job at our Kmart studio was going to be to create the exterior of this building. Hi, I'm JB Holbert, and welcome to our side of the story. On this channel, we'll explore all sides of storytelling. We'll explore novel writing from the first idea through the edit process to the challenges of publication. We'll also explore movie making from the screenplay through the challenges of editing all the way to the big screen. On this episode, I'll show you how we built a one-room schoolhouse capable of standing up to a horrific North Dakota blizzard. Like all sets, we start with a frame. Here Dan and I built the frames along with the counterbalancing feet to hold up the walls. This makes it possible to slide the walls around. We built these frames from wood supplied by our surplus wood dealer. We raised the front of the school a few feet from what it actually looked like out at Bucktop Junction. After we got the frame of the building up, we added siding that was made by cutting 1-foot strips out of 8x4 sheets of Luan. This is a task I often did with the help of Michael Hoffenbrittel, who's always found a way to crack me up. We added some fake stone siding we purchased at Menards to look like a stone foundation. This gave us the ability to have a porch. Dan, the director, correctly envisioned that that would be a better setting for our star, Madeline Dundon, and the children to hang out in front of the school. We built the porch for the school to be able to slide into place in front of the front door. It also slid away so we could move it and separate it from the rest of the building. We had to build a small landing inside the front door so that if someone walked through the front door, they wouldn't just fall to the ground on the backside. Now it's time to move the facade that we've built in front of the LED volume wall. We'll have another episode on all the uses of this special effects wall. After we moved the facade in front of the volume wall, a decision was made that the blue trim should be gray. The real schoolhouse is all white, and it was decided earlier that it needed some color on the trims, so we painted it blue. Changes are part of the movie business. If making changes bothers you, you don't want to get into the film business. In another episode, I'll show you how we ended up repainting an entire town. After we were happy with the gray, it was time to add snow to the porch, roof, and windowsills. Then we needed to add set pieces to make it look like a real schoolyard. We added a swing set, an old sleigh, and even an outhouse. Then we needed a place for the kids to store their horses while they were in class. Because our film takes place in the winter, we added snow to the yard. Now add some kids having fun and a horse or two, and you've got a scene right out of the 1920s. After filming was complete in front of the LED volume wall, we had to move all the pieces into our snowscape. Here, our set dresser, Bryn, had to be very careful to recreate the exact same schoolyard with all the set pieces put in the same places. In the snowscape, obviously, it snows. This is where we will film some of our most dramatic blizzard scenes. Again, here we will bring in horses and lots of extras to make the scene complete. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Our Side of the Story, where we brought a one-room schoolhouse in out of the cold of North Dakota into the blizzard inside our Kmart studio. Make sure to check out this episode where you'll see how our wardrobe department dressed our cast and extras to stand up against a North Dakota blizzard. Thanks for joining me. I hope we see you again soon.